Hey, Brian Manning here. Welcome to a news edition of the Garden Report, wrapping up the week with a Boston Globe interview with Celtics owner Wyc Grousbeck that came out. We'll discuss this some more, I'm sure, when we reconvene for a full Garden Report, but some interesting takeaways from this one, of course, headlined with the first question asked in this piece about last season's playoff push. Sort of a general question from Adam, just how you feel about the team, and you expect an owner to say, we've loaded up, we're feeling good, we're ready to be back, make a run at a championship. And that is not what Wyc Grousbeck did. In his answer here, said he loved being part of the Celtics run. It was thrilling. The other side of the coin is I think we've now been overrated, he says. I think the performance was a bit overrated in the public mind, or in my own mind, because I'm the one saying it. We were finalists and 2 wins away from winning it. But when you look back, Brooklyn was a tough series. Go 7 games against the Bucks and Heat. Then we lost to Golden State. So we're not a hands-down team to repeat as Eastern Conference champions. I think we're a quality team. Added Brogdon. Gallinari is hurt. But we added them to a good quality team. We're in the mix. There's probably 5 or 6 teams that you could say are contending teams. And I definitely think we're on that list. But I'm being cautious against being overconfident. And anyone who asks me what I think of the team, I'm saying I don't want to overrate us. So, interesting comments. I find the characterization interesting because what does it stem from? The team ultimately drew comments from Ime Udoka, from Al Horford in the aftermath of the finals that coming back isn't promised. There's no guarantee that the team's going to be back in this position. And this team has dealt with this to some degree in the past when Jaylen Brown talked about winning multiple championships and that being his goal. Younger statements by him and Tatum. But is there anything out there to make them think that this team's getting ahead of itself a little bit? That they're promised to be back there. Smart, when I talked to him a couple weeks ago, talked about that tough lesson that they learned in that spot. I think a number of players have said that they learned from this experience. But what ultimately is the main takeaway from this? As a group, have they discussed what needs to be done differently here? I still think there's cracks in the foundation of this team. Malcolm Brogdon doesn't solve all the playmaking issues that we watched in the playoffs, particularly the turnover one. He'll be a steady hand to mix in there, but ultimately, as Udoka said, the starters need to take leaps. Is this on Rob to become more healthy, more available? That's certainly a challenge Udoka made in the aftermath of that. Or is this about the stars? Tatum, Brown, going on their tours this offseason, feeling good about where they made it last year, the strides they made as a duo, and hopefully not resting on those laurels. This could just be a general feeling statement that Grousbeck has about a team coming off a championship run, the possible letdowns that entails. You saw it with the Phoenix Suns last year. Championship losers don't always return to that stage. We saw it with the Heat 2 seasons ago. You look at 2019, Raptors win. They haven't really come close since for different reasons, but Warriors have those few seasons of layoffs after that, losing Kevin Durant. I don't know where this stems from, but it does raise your antenna a bit. Why take this interview? Why lead it off saying something like that to a pretty mundane question? I'm not trying to say it in a manipulative way, Grousbeck says. It's how I feel. I wouldn't pick anybody ahead of us, but I don't think we've got any smooth sailing ahead. We were a good team last year and won some key close games and we're in the mix, but I don't have us as the favorites. There's 5 or 6 co-favorites as far as I'm concerned. And that's the truth, right? You look at Milwaukee. I thought that series was over when it got to 3-2. Certainly wasn't. Celtics get credit for scraping that out, even without Chris Middleton there. Teams get hurt. You get breaks. That's how it goes. But you get breaks this year. The Nets the real deal? I certainly don't think so. But that's a factor right now. You can't deny it. The Heat, I'm writing them off a little bit, but you never can. Won't be surprising at all to see them at the top of the East again. Philadelphia, I think, has made real strong reinforcements to their roster. James Harden's posting skinny pictures. You also have a team like Cleveland ascending. Have some personnel that could maybe bother you in a series. Maybe they catch a break against you. You never know how it's going to go. Guys are going to have to step up. The bottom end of this roster, as I wrote for CLNSmedia.com, has some depth questions as well. Can Luke Cornett, Sam Hauser step up where Gallinari was? And how many minutes can these starters ultimately log? Those are two of my biggest questions going into this year. I think the depth question's a real one with this team, as well as Derek White, who, again, made some positive contributions last year, but I don't think that's how everyone expected that to go when he arrived on this team. He needs to be better on the offensive end of the floor to play. And then there's a wing question, of course, as well. Big man question behind Rob and Horford. He discusses the attacks, saying that they'll make reinforcements. If they see something early this season that needs to be addressed, they'll do it, and Brad Stevens has the green light to do so. That's certainly an area where Wyc deserves an apology can from the Garden Report. Certainly, we were all over him the last couple of years here for not spending into the tax. And, with big salaries likely ahead for this roster for years to come, seems like it did make some sense to reset that clock a little bit. Brown and Tatum can both potentially sign $300 million extensions over the next year here. So, big spending to come from Grousbeck. He seems committed to it, and those are the two big takeaways from this piece in the Boston Globe. We'll be back soon with a full-length Garden Report as well as coverage of the Celtics season media day expected on September 26th. We're, of course, brought to you by Athletic Greens. athleticgreens.com/garden is going to get you 5 free travel packs, a year's supply of vitamin D, as well as when you email or message the receipt to @John_Zanis on Twitter, or you can even email it to him, jzanis@clnsmedia.com. You're going to get a free phenomenal shirt. We're starting to roll those out, get the sizes down. They'll be coming soon. And, of course, you can support us with our sponsors. Athletic Greens, we love it. 2 months in, one powder, give you a little jolt of energy, a nice basis of health to work off with your exercise. Did a nice run this morning, starting to eat a little better. We got the turkey burgers cooking. But this is the basis to start your day with. 75 vitamins, minerals, immune supporting, adaptogens, probiotics for your digestion. These things are all things you can find in different spots, different things to add to your drinks, different pills, whatever it is, wherever you find these. This is one stop to get them all in your water. Tastes great, and the reviews are through the roof. So go over there, check it out, see if it's for you. Might not be for everybody, but see if it's for you. You'll be helping out the Garden Report, and they got these great cups, great containers to store them in. I love their gear. That's one of my favorite things about the company, as well as the product, of course, as well. You can go check that out at athleticgreens.com/garden. Com's back with us. Com.com/garden. They've been with us for a minute, and we love them. Why? You get sleep sounds. The rain is something I use every night to get some sleep. Sleep's so key to functioning, doing these shows at a high level, putting out reports and writing and all those different things. You got to be focused. You need your sleep. Bedtime stories, they're available in here. Meditation, yoga. We've talked about all the million different things you can get through com.com, and it's 40% off. Give it a shot. Again, another thing. See if it's for you. Com.com/garden, 40% off a premium subscription. That's the Com app. Download it. /garden is how you're going to support us through using it. CLNS Media, the Garden Report. Of course, subscribe to Celtics All Access and CLNS Media for pressers to come, as well as interviews as we get them. Never know who's going to pop up on the Garden Report over the next couple of weeks here before camp, what kind of news we're going to put out there. A lot up at clnsmedia.com right now, so go check that out, as well as our Patriots coverage this weekend on Patriots Press Pass. I'm Bobby Manning. We'll talk to you soon.